Muskan. How are you, beta? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to today's session. Hope you'd have enjoyed your free time. You'd have completed your own pending work. Good evening. So, once again, heartiest congratulations to all of you for your great success. You have done good and you tried your best to score very good marks. But we know that we all are the victim of what corona pandemic. Because of corona issues, everyone is suffering. But we don't have to lose our hope because everything is possible. Let's start. I'm waiting for few students to join me so that I could continue. Okay? Few students have joined me. Few students are trying to join me. Just 1 minute. Okay. So if you have joined, right now we have Muskan, and right now only Muskan is there. Okay, fine. So what should I do? Should I wait or should I start? Let's start because I don't know they will be live or not. So later on also they can see my videos, no problem at all. We can start now. Let me cross check once again. Okay. So should I start now? Very good. Student, I am so happy to see you here. So I want to sing a song for you. Only a few lines. Okay? You must have heard a song. चंदा है तू मेरा सूरज है तू. Okay? चंदा है तू मेरा सूरज है तू. You are moon. You are my sun. Okay? So right now at this moment, you'd have thinking what happened to Anjali teacher. Why she started singing a song and she has to start a new topic. So I'm coming back to your topic only. So what I did, I just made you what? I assumed you. A moon or the sun. Okay. So guess which topic I am going to start today. Can you guess which topic I am going to start now? No? Okay. Let me tell you. Today I am going to talk. Okay, okay. So today I am going to start a new chapter, a new topic of English grammar, and the topic name is figures of speech, in which we will what compare. Sometime also we will assume also, as I already assume you, just like moon, greater than moon, not like I assumed you are the moon. आप ही चांद हो, आप ही चंदा हो, मैंने मान लिया. Okay? How? Because today we are going to start a new topic, and the topic name is what? Figures of speech. Shagun. Okay. Very good. Good evening, Shagun. Good evening. Welcome back. Figures of speech. Today's topic is figures of speech. Figures of speech. Could you tell me what is the meaning of figures of speech? Whatever ideas are coming in your mind, just let me know. Just speak it out. Whatever is coming in your mind, just let me know. What do you understand by figures of speech? Yes. So figures of speech definition, you can define figures of speech in this way. Figures of speech, figures of speech is a word or phrase. Figures of speech is a word or phrase which possesses a separate meaning from its literal meaning. Okay, so figures of speech is a word or the phrase. टीचर साइड का बोर्ड नहीं दिख रहा. ओके, अब दिख रहा है. Now it is okay. Is it okay? All right. So, figures of speech is a word or a phrase which possesses, that means which gives, okay, here, a separate meaning from its literal meaning and creates and creates greater effect. You know how it creates a greater effect. I appreciated you. मैंने कहा you are my moon, you are my moon, you are my sun, है ना? चंदा है तू, मेरा सूरज है तू. So what I did after listening of this song, just you started smiling. क्यों? आपके चेहरे पे मुस्कुराहट सी आ गई, एक एनर्जी सी आ गई. Why? This is only the greater effect because of because I used here one of the figures of speech, and it is the quality of figures of speech. It creates what? Greater effect. And because of this greater effect only, you smile, I became able to bring a beautiful smile on your face. Got it? So it is what? Figures of speech is a word or a phrase. Now let me know what is the phrase. What do you understand by the phrase? You know very well because it is very small term, so you should know. So figures of speech is a word or a phrase, possesses or gives a separate meaning from its literal meaning and creates greater effect. Now, give the heading types of figures of speech. Okay. So there are many. According to your syllabus, you have to study only 7 types. Okay. So types of figures of speech. Now, first one is what? Simile. And the second one is what? Metaphor. Third one is what? Personification. Fourth one is what? Oxymoron. Fifth one is what? Hyperbole. Hyperbole. Sixth one is epistrophe. And the seventh one is what? Onomatopoeia. So we have to study total 7 types of figures of speech, and whatever we have to study, these are as follows. The first one is what? Simile, and second one is what? Metaphor. Third one is personification. Fourth one is oxymoron, and fifth one is hyperbole. Sixth one is epistrophe, and the last one is what? Onomatopoeia. Okay. Now, I want to give you some tips or some idea about this topic. Beta, in your exam, examiner mainly asks only 3 types of question from this topic, figures of speech. What are those topics? Or how they ask the question from this topic? Mostly they ask definition. The first one is what? Definition. And the second one they will ask just identify, especially in the poetry section. They will write few lines and you will be spoken to identify which figures of speech are there or is there in that stanza. Okay, so number one is what? Definition part. Second one is what? Identification part. To identify, they will give you. And the third one, they may ask you, give example of particular types of figures of speech. They can say you define along with the examples. It's only 3 types of question they used to ask. They ask, usually even present day, as per my last year experience, okay? And I have seen also so many question paper also like previous 2 year, 3 years question paper. So on behalf of that, I'm able to tell you like only these types of question they ask. So you have to focus there only. They will never ask you what is the meaning of this example. Suppose that in Simile, if I give you some example. So in exam, they will not ask you what is the meaning. So don't go for its meaning. Your work is only here, okay, to know the definition, to understand the topic, and to understand the various example. Got it? Very good. So let's start. One by one, I will give you definition as well as I will give explanation also. Okay? So the first one is more simile. First one is more simile. Simile. So in simile, what happens? Do you have any idea? What is simile? In simile, what? It is a figures of speech. Okay? Simile, a figures of speech in which comparison is made between comparison is made between two different kinds of things. Comparison is made between two different kinds of things, but comparison is made between two different kinds of things in which at least one point remains what common. Okay, so comparison is made between two different objects, but what is there? टीचर साइड का बोर्ड दिख तो रहा है बेटा? अच्छा वो पहले का मैसेज है. ओके. Now see here, if I say here, Seema, okay, is as beautiful as Meena. No, this is not example of what simile, because the definition says that comparison is made between two different objects in which one point should be common, and here nothing is common over here. Okay, so this is not example of simile. Then what is the example of simile? Just see here. You can take example what? For example, here you can say what? Life is like a dream. Life is like a dream. Got it? You can take another example also. I wonder, I wonder as lovely as I wandered as lonely as a cloud. Okay? The night was as silent as the grave. Okay? So what you are observing over here, what you can see here, here life and dreams are compared. Okay? So, and here I wander as lonely as a cloud. Okay, this is example of what singing. The night was as silent as the grave. Grave and night both are different things, but because of their quality, we are getting some common point. What is that common? The silence. The night was as silent as the grave. Okay, so this is the example of what singing. Now, come to the another figures of speech. Another one is what metaphor. Not metaphor. Before moving ahead, I want to give you one thing. Okay, to identify because I told you in exam they will ask you either the definition with example or the second one is how to identify. Okay, so I gave you the example and the definition part. Now it is the second type of question we talk. So the trick is there. If you are getting in any figures of speech what as what like so then it must be what singing. अगर आपको किसी पंक्ति में if you are getting anywhere in the question you are getting these words as like so any of one then you should understand what this is example of what simile. Got it? Now let me move to the next type. And the next type is what? Metaphor. So metaphor we will write the next. Give the heading, subheading, what the next type. And the next type is what? Metaphor. I don't know why my marker is not working properly. Okay, so it is what? Metaphor. It is new only, but still why it is not working? Why it has stopped working properly? I don't know the reason. It is very much new. Still, I am not getting positive response. Metaphor. So figures of speech, the second type is what metaphor. Here also we do comparison. Comparison is made between two objects. Two objects. Okay? But here there are, here also we do the comparison. But the probability of comparison is much over here. How? As you know that when we assume something, when we suppose something, if I say here, for example, in earlier example, I gave you what? Life is like a dream. Here, I'm going to write over here what? Is life is a dream. Okay? Life is a dream. Kalidas is the Shakespeare of India. Okay, so life is a dream. Kalidas is the Shakespeare of India. here, if I say you are my moon, that means here I compared you, like you look like a moon. तो moon जैसी दिखती हो, okay? But here I assumed what I decided. There is no any confusion. Confusion नहीं है आप मुझे. मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि आप moon जैसे दिखते हो या moon जैसे हो. मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया? What I assumed here, 100% I am confident, and I supposed you are the moon only. मेरे लिए आप चांद ही हो. Okay, so this is the difference between the simile and the metaphor. That is why, because of the similarity, because there is difference between simile and metaphor, but the difference you must have understood. You should understand what is the difference between simile and metaphor. The probability gets increased in what metaphor? वहाँ पे क्या था? Life is like a dream. जिंदगी जो है वो स्वप्न की तरह है. But here I assume life is a dream. So now come to the trick part. Here the main difference is that in simile we use words of comparison. In simile we use words of comparison, and the words of comparison is what? Words of comparison is what? Like, as, and so. In simile, but here we also do comparison, but we don't use any words of comparison. Okay? That is why here I remove life is a dream. I just removed what? Like word. I removed what word? Like, as, and so. So if you are not getting any comparison word, but still if you are getting a sense of comparison, then it will be what? Metaphor. Got it? So how we can define? Metaphor is a figure of speech in which two objects or two things are compared, but without using what? Words of comparison. We don't use words of comparison. Okay? Figures of speech metaphor is, why it is not working? I'm very much fed up with this. So, figures of speech figures of speech in which comparison is made between two things, but words of comparison are not used at all. Got it? Now, for example, over here, for example. Okay, these are the examples. So, metaphor is a figure of speech in which comparison is made between two different things. Okay, here two different is add over here, right? Okay, so a figure of speech in which comparison is made between two different things or the object, but the words of comparison are not used at all is known as what? Metaphor. Got it? And the example is what? Life is a dream. Kalidas is the Shakespeare of India. You are my moon. आप मेरी चांद हैं. Okay? दूसरा कोई नहीं है. You are only. Got it? Okay. Let me proceed the next topic. So let's start. Now the topic is what the next type of what figures of speech. So what is the another type of figures of speech? Personification. The third one is what? Personification. 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 Okay, personification. You know, personification में क्या होता है? What happens in the personification figures of speech? We assume lifeless object as the living object. What happens here? Figures of speech are figures of speech in which lifeless object or abstract ideas are assumed or supposed. Assume मतलब behave किया जाता है. We just assume the lifeless object and the abstract ideas as the living. So a figures of speech in which lifeless object or the abstract ideas are assumed as living thing, as living things. Okay? Is known as what? Personification. If I say what? Experience. Experience is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher. Okay. I'm sorry, my this marker is not working properly, but it is new one only. I just ordered from the markets, so only few days back I purchased it. I don't know why it is not working properly. So tomorrow I will use another one. So experience is the best teacher. You know, here is what experience. Experience is what living or non-living. Of course, it is what non-living. Okay, but we made here what we assume in this non-living, the non-living ideas. What is the experience? It is also non-living. So we assume it as a living because what I write here, experience. What I wrote here, experience is the best teacher. You know very well. Teachers are only human beings. How can we say experience is a best teacher? Because we are using here figures of speech. That is why it is made over here. It is assumed here as a living thing. So experience is the best teacher. Got it? Now come to the another word. Another word is what? Here oxymoron also. Oxymoron. Oxymoron. Two opposite ideas of figures of speech in which two opposite ideas are put together. Figures of speech in which two opposite ideas are put together. How? We will understand it through the example. The concept will be more clear when I will give you example. Got it? So here is what, for example. What is the example? It is an open secret. Okay? It is an open secret. Life is bittersweet. Okay? So you can easily understand this figures of speech oxymoron. What does the definition of oxymoron says? The definition of oxymoron says that a figures of speech in which two opposite ideas are put together. So what are those two opposite ideas over here? You can see here, it is an open secret. Okay. So one time here you are getting what open. That means anyone can see. Okay, but here the next moment you are watching here what? Secret word. And you know what is the meaning of secret? Rahasya. Okay, so here you are getting two opposite words, two opposite ideas together. We are using two opposite ideas, two opposite words together. Okay, that is why it is what? Example of oxymoron. The next one is what? Life is bitter sweet. You know, bitter, what is the meaning of bitter? Kadwa. Okay, not good in test. Test of fire, but here sweet. Everybody loves sweet. Very good test. But here you are getting what? Life is bittersweet. Two opposite ideas. एक तरफ आपको मिल रहा है कड़वा है और दूसरी तरफ क्या है? मीठा है. Okay? So if you are getting any there, two opposite ideas or the words, then definitely it will be what? Oxymoron. Got it? Now come to the next one. The next one is what? Hyperbole. Hyperbole. Okay? Is there any problem? Please let me know. Is there any problem in understanding part? No? Fine. So here is what? Hyperbole. I think it is fifth number. Am I right? Hyperbole. You know the name suggests its meaning. Hyper means क्या होता है? You must have heard the two words, hypo and hyper. Hypo means very less and hyper means too much. Okay? Hyperbole. You can also understand with the trick also how this trick you will not get anywhere in the book, but it is my trick only. Just it came into my mind. Okay. Hyper means what? जब कोई गुस्सा होता है, okay, and बोले means बोलने लग जाता है. जब कोई बहुत गुस्सा होता है, then he start speaking too much. Okay. So in with this trick also you can learn, you can understand this hyperbole figures of speech. Got it? So hyperbole is a figures of speech in which things are presented greater or less than actually they are. Okay? So figures of speech are figures of speech in which things are shown, in which things are song, greater or less than they really are. Got it? So whatever there is reality, we don't talk about the reality. We always talk greater, that means much or less. Okay? So here is what a figures of speech in which things are shown greater or less than they really are. How? You'll understand with the help of your example. Your concept will be very much clear when you will see the example. How? Let's see the example. The rivers of blood flowed in the battle. Rivers of blood flowed in the battle. First example. Now write the another example also. She wept ocean of tears. She wept oceans of tears. Okay, so the rivers of blood flowed in the battle. क्या सच में जब लड़ाइयाँ होती है, बैटल होता है, can we see the river of blood? No. The amount of blood is too much. Because the amount of blood we gave too much in the battle, that is why it has been compared with the river of blood. Okay? So हम लोग क्या करते हैं यहाँ पे बढ़ा चढ़ा के बात करते हैं. We try to present the things greater or less than what they actually are. Now, here see that oceans of tears. क्या आप समुद्र के इतना बिल्कुल समुद्र पूरा बहा सकते हैं क्या? अपने आंसू से बना सकते हैं क्या? No, not at all, not possible. But here we are doing comparison with the tears to ocean because she wept too much. That is why we are doing comparison here with that ocean of tears. What happened? Good evening, good evening. Are you able to understand it? Okay. So here is what rivers of blood flowed in the battle. See that ocean of tears, which is not correct. Okay? She can't with ocean of tears. It is not the fact. Only we are doing comparison. We are using here figures of speech. Got it? Now, the sixth one is what? Epistrophe. Epistrophe is what? A figures of speech. Figures of speech in which we give direct address to dead person or abstract ideas. The important trick is what? Trick to identify this epistrophe is what? You will get what? This sign. Sign of exclamation you will get over here. You will get also one word type THOU without and what O. You will also get this type of verse in the paragraph or in the lines. How we will understand here with the help of few examples. Oh death, oh death, oh, oh death, where is the victory? Okay, you are getting what? Oh. So many examples are there. For example, here is what? Oh, that. Just wait. Let me give the example from the book. Oh, that. Where is the victory? Or you can also write here what string. In some grammar book you will get what string word, and some book you will get what victory. Oh, sweet content. O worth whole life. One example. Another example you can take over here. O life. O worth. O life. O life. Okay. So you will get this type of address. Sambodhan. Address means what? Sambodhan. O death. You know, death is what? It is not living at all. It is dead. Okay, so that is why here you are getting direct address. Sambodhan kah raha hai. What? Oh, death. We are getting a direct address to the death. That is why it is what? Example of apostrophe. Your concept will be more clear when you do practice more and more. Today, you will search this topic in your grammar book, whatever grammar book you have, and you will try to find out. At first, you will divide all types of figures of speech, and then you will start solving, then you will start identifying them. Okay, definitely you will be able to find out because I taught you this in a very simple way. Okay. Now we have the last type, which is what? Onomatopoeia. The last one. Onomatopoeia. What? Onomatopoeia. Okay. The last one is what? Onomatopoeia over here. Murmuring whisper. What the cat mews. Okay. The cat's mew. So here, what you are getting? You are getting a sense of what? Sound. Murmuring, whispering. What? You are getting some kind of sound. Here also you are getting a sense of what sound? The cat's mew. That means, mew is a sound created by cats. Okay? So, in this is the last figures of speech. Onomatopoeia is the figures of speech in which sound suggests its meaning. Okay? A figure of speech figures of speech in which figures of speech in which sound suggests its meaning. Its many. Got it? A figures of speech in which sound suggests is meaning is known as what? Onomatopoeia. So this is the example of this onomatopoeia in this way. This was last type of figures of speech. In this way, we have finished today's grammar key. Okay, so this was all about today's session. So in this way, we have completed today's session and today's topic. So in next class, whenever I will come to teach you, I will be ready with a new topic. Okay, for the time being, take care of yourself, and it is your homework to make a note of what figures of speech. Got it? Next time, I will teach you some another topic. Thank you very much. No, class is not divided, beta. Anyone can understand, anyone can take my class. Okay, there is no specific class over here, but it is in your syllabus. Okay, it is very much helpful for all type of competitive exam as well as for other students also, for teachers also it is important. Okay, thank you very much. You too. Thanks for your care and love for me, all of you.